There is new criticism for conservative activist Pam Geller, this time accusing her of enjoying the threats on her life. That comes after police revealed that Geller, who held a Muhammad cartoon contest in Texas about a month ago, was the original target of the two suspects in that plot in Boston from Tuesday morning. Pamela Geller is president of the American Freedom Defense Initiative and Stop Islamization of America, as well as founder of AtlasShrugs.com. And Pam, welcome back here and good morning. Good morning to you. With regard to Boston, when were you told about that plot? What day of the week was that?
When CNN called me for comment, that's when I first heard. Was
that over the weekend, or I'm just trying to piece it together because Tuesday morning was when the suspect was shot and killed in that parking lot at CVS.
Right. And
was it Monday or Sunday or Saturday?
That was Tuesday.
That was Tuesday.
Yes.
What is your security like now, Pam?
Well, I'm under 24-hour guard with a literal army of security because that is what is required in light of the ISIS fatwa calling for my death, which is what was inspiring these jihadists in Boston, as well as, I suspect, what they were picking up at their terror mosque. It's interesting to me that no one is discussing ICB, the mosque in Boston, the same mosque as the Boston jihad bombers, the same mosque as Siddiqui, the chemical weapons plotter who wanted to set off a chemical weapons plot in New York City. This is a mosque that needs to be investigated, and yet everyone is talking about me. It's not about me. It's about adhering to the Sharia. I was targeted for beheading because I blasphemed against Muhammad. That's why I was targeted. We know that Rahim met on the beach with David Wright and a third man who's still at large.
From Rhode Island.
They were plotting my beheading. And I suspect that's also why they were under 24-hour surveillance.
No one's been arrested in Rhode Island either, but this David Wright fellow was arrested Tuesday late afternoon in Everett, Massachusetts. Is the FBI in contact with you now, today?
The FBI is in contact with me regularly.
Okay. Last night, I do believe, you said what happened in Garland, Texas was the first annual.
Yes.
Suggesting that you will do that every year to hold a Draw the Prophet contest?
Yes. I'm not a Muslim. I do not adhere to the Sharia. People need to learn about the jihadic doctrine, not shut people up that are talking about it. Here you have the media verbatim repeating what the family and the imam at yesterday's press conference said. The imam was fired from Northeastern University for telling Muslim students to grab the gun, grab their sword, and do their job. The aunt said it has nothing to do with Islam. The fact is, Quran 47:4, slay the non-believers wherever you find them, strike them at their necks. It's pure literal Islam. And by shutting me up and disarming the American people at what now is the gravest threat to our national security is a recipe for disaster.
You mentioned the criticism. This from CNN the other night when this question was posed to you. Watch here.
Are you stoking the flames? Do you, on some level, relish being the target of these attacks?
Relish being the target. Who self-promotes to get killed?
So that was from 2 nights ago. This from the New York Times now, okay, dated May 6th. The Garland attack, or the murderous rampage of the Charlie Hebdo killers, or even the greater threat posed by the barbaric killers of the Islamic State or Al-Qaeda, cannot justify blatantly Islamophobic provocations like the Garland event. These can serve only to exacerbate tensions and to give extremists more fuel. What do you think about that? Giving more fuel to their cause.
Yeah. This is blaming the rape victim for her too short skirt. This is the expectation of bigots on the left. Why doesn't the left expect Muslims to behave just the way Catholics and Jews and Christians do when their religion is mocked? They somehow give a special status, a special class to Muslims, expecting them to act savagely. I do not. As far as me relishing this, who self-promotes to get themselves killed? Anyone that does the work that we do is smeared, defamed, and libeled. Our name is dragged through the mud. But we do it, and we continue to suffer the abuse and the slings of arrows because what is at stake is our very freedom. And what people need to do is they need to go to my website, PamelaGeller.com or Jihad Watch, and learn about the jihadic doctrine because the media...
I've listened to you in all these interviews, too, trying to explain it that way. And you also said you can worship a stone, I don't care, so long as you don't stone me with it.
That's yes.
You have also said repeatedly that had the media printed a Muhammad cartoon 10 years ago, we would not even be dealing with this. What do you mean by that?
Well, in the wake of 9/11, there was a Danish cartoon contest. There were very innocuous cartoons of Muhammad. No American or European media would run them. And that's when the media gave the violent jihadists the power. If everyone ran those Danish cartoons, you couldn't kill everyone. You couldn't kill everyone in the world. So, of course, Hebdo was slaughtered. And yet the European media ran the Hebdo cartoons, even though they were obscene and pornographic. Our cartoon is very clever, and no media would run it in America. And what's interesting to me is the American media is more cowardly than the Europeans. The Americans are more cowardly than the Europeans in the face of violent intimidation. This is striking.
Are you afraid for your own life now?
Of course I am, but I'm more afraid of doing nothing and allowing this abridgment of our freedoms, this slow, Sharia, consistently impeding what we can and cannot say. This has to stop. And I call on all Americans to stand up.
All right, Pam Geller, thanks for coming back today.
Thank you.
A lot to react to, and unfortunately, I think there will be more.
Oh, there will be more.
Eventually. Pam Geller, thanks, here in studio.